Hello, dear children. Today, we are going to hear a special story about a boy's dreams and the trials he faced. This boy's name was Joseph. Jacob, also called Israel, had many sons, but Joseph was born to him in his old age. Because of this, Israel loved Joseph more than all his other sons and made him a beautiful coat of many colors. When Joseph's brothers saw how much their father loved him, they became jealous and angry. One day, Joseph had a dream, and he told it to his brothers.
We were tying up bundles of grain in the field when suddenly my bundle stood upright. Then all your bundles gathered around and bowed down to mine.
His brothers glared at him and snapped.
Do you think you will rule over us? Will you really be our king?
Because of this dream and his words, they hated him even more. Later, Joseph had another dream and told them.
This time I saw the sun, the moon, and 11 stars bowing down to me.
When he told his father and brothers, his father scolded him.
What kind of dream is this? Do you really think your mother, brothers, and I will bow down to you?
While his brothers burned with jealousy, his father kept the dream in his heart. One day, Joseph's brothers went to Shechem to graze their father's flocks. Israel sent Joseph to check on them.
Go see how your brothers and the flocks are doing. Yes, father.
Joseph obeyed and set off, but when his brothers saw him coming from afar, they plotted to kill him.
Here comes the dreamer, they sneered. Let's kill him. Throw him into a pit and say a wild animal ate him. Then we'll see what becomes of his dreams.
Reuben, the eldest, didn't want Joseph killed.
Don't shed his blood, just throw him into this empty pit.
Secretly, Reuben planned to rescue Joseph later. When Joseph arrived, his brothers ripped off his colorful coat, threw him into the pit, and sat down to eat. Just then, they saw Ishmaelite traders passing by on their way to Egypt. Judah had an idea.
What's the use of killing our brother? Let's sell him instead.
So they pulled Joseph out and sold him for 20 pieces of silver. The traders took Joseph to Egypt, while his brothers dipped his coat in goat's blood and brought it to their father.
We found this.
They lied to
Joseph's.
Jacob recognized it immediately.
A wild beast has devoured my son. He cried, tearing his clothes in grief. He wept for many days, refusing to be comforted.
But God had a plan.
Poor Joseph was taken far away to Egypt. But guess what? Even when everything seemed dark and scary, God was still with Joseph. Joseph was bought by a rich man named Potiphar, an officer of the king of Egypt. At first, Joseph was just a servant. But Joseph worked hard, stayed honest, and always prayed. He didn't grumble or complain, because Joseph trusted God. Everything he did turned out well. Potiphar noticed this and said, I can see that God is with him. So Potiphar made Joseph in charge of everything in his house. Imagine that, from a slave to the boss of the whole house. But then, something very unfair happened. Potiphar's wife lied about Joseph and made it seem like he had done something wrong. Potiphar was angry, and without even asking Joseph, he sent him to prison. Can you imagine how sad and lonely Joseph must have felt? But even in prison, God was still with him. Joseph prayed, helped others, and stayed kind. Soon, the prison guard trusted him too, and put Joseph in charge of the other prisoners. One day, 2 special prisoners arrived. They had both worked for Pharaoh, the king of Egypt. One was the cupbearer. He gave Pharaoh his drinks, and the other was the baker. One night, they both had strange dreams. The next morning, Joseph saw they looked worried. He said kindly, "Tell me your dreams. God can help me explain them." The cupbearer dreamed of grapes turning into wine in Pharaoh's cup. Joseph said, God is showing you you'll be free and serve Pharaoh again in 3 days. The baker's dream was different. He saw bread, baskets on his head, and birds came and ate it. Joseph gently told him, God is saying you won't be set free. I'm so sorry. And just as Joseph said, both dreams came true. Joseph told the cupbearer, please remember me when you return to Pharaoh. But the cupbearer forgot. 2 years later, Pharaoh had a dream. He saw 7 fat cows come out of the river. Then 7 skinny cows came and ate them. He had another dream about fat, thin heads of grain too. Pharaoh was confused and scared. No one could explain it. Until the cupbearer remembered Joseph. Joseph was quickly brought out of prison, cleaned up, and brought before Pharaoh. Pharaoh asked, can you tell me what these dreams mean? Joseph answered humbly, I can't, but God can. He explained, the dreams mean that Egypt will have 7 good years with plenty of food, followed by 7 bad years of hunger. Joseph advised Pharaoh, store up food during the good years so people won't starve later. Pharaoh was so amazed that he said, there's no one wiser than you. God is truly with you. And just like that,
Pharaoh made Joseph ruler over all Egypt. Only Pharaoh himself was greater. Joseph wore royal robes, rode in a chariot, and helped save many lives. Even though Joseph had been betrayed, sold, lied about, and thrown into prison, God never left him. And God used every part of the story to do something wonderful. Children, remember this. Even when life feels hard or unfair, God has a plan for you too. A beautiful one, full of hope and purpose. While many years have passed, Joseph is now a great leader in Egypt. He wears royal clothes and people bow before him. But his heart, it's still gentle and full of love. One day, a group of tired, hungry men came to Egypt to buy food. They bowed before Joseph. But guess what? They didn't know it was their own brother. Yes, these were the very brothers who had sold him so long ago. Joseph looked at them and remembered everything. The pit, the journey, the sadness. He could have been angry. He could have sent them away. But Joseph didn't listen to anger. He listened to God's voice in his heart. Finally, Joseph could not hold back his tears. He sent everyone else out of the room, and he cried so loudly that even people outside could hear him. Then he said the words his brothers never expected to hear.
I am Joseph, your brother, the one you sold. But don't be afraid, God sent me here to save lives.
The brothers were shocked. They looked at each other, then at Joseph. Would he punish them? No. Joseph ran to them, hugged each one tightly, and kissed them. He forgave them completely. His heart was full of love, not hate. Joseph told them,
Oh, bring my father quickly, tell him I'm alive. We will all live together here in Egypt.
oh children, what a beautiful ending. What the brothers meant for harm, God turned into good. See you again with the next story.